All right. We're back? Question mark? How ironic that that is the title of this vid because we have had issues all around, but this is the Infinite Shelf Life stream. I'm your host, Infinity Wartorn. I am joined by Falcon,
Hello.
and you're coming through, at least on my end. So hopefully your internet will stay alive for the stream as well.
Yes, let's hope.
That's honestly the bigger concern at this point. Uh, but let's attempt pickups real quick.
Okay, I can hear myself on the stream, so.
Yay! Yeah, pickups. Do you have any big
Yes.
ones?
No, nothing big. Uh, I'll start with the ones that we're probably not overlapping on. I've got the Target exclusive Season 1 Mando that just came out. He's pretty alright. Um, it's similar to the Glavis Ringworld Mando and the Mando and Grogu deluxe figure that just came out. Um, there's some shared parts between the two. Well, all three. I haven't looked close enough to figure out what's what, but yeah, he doesn't have thigh swivel just like the new movie Mando. But he's otherwise pretty cool. I'm not too. Let's see if it'll focus. No, not too big of a fan of the paint job on the helmet with like the weathering that they put around the some of the crevices. It just doesn't really line up well, and it just looks too thick. It looks unnatural. Um, so I might try removing that, or honestly, because the helmet isn't painted, um, I might just swap it with a Glavis helmet.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, for effectively half off, it's not bad. I don't think I would have paid full price though. That's for sure. Um,
Fair.
and then one more Star Wars. I was not able to find this guy at RossCon, so I pulled the trigger on the newer Phantom Menace mall release that came out either last year or the year before.
Oh, okay.
Uh, yeah, so I was able to get him for $20, so I think he's pretty good for that price. Definitely better than the original one. Um, and he's old enough that I believe he has thigh swivel. Uh, yeah, he's got thigh swivel, so that's cool.
Nice.
Yeah, he's nice.
That elusive Star Wars Black Series thigh swivel.
Yeah. Um, okay, then let's get into what we were likely sharing in pickups. We've got the Deadpool and Wolverine Blade figure.
Ah, I was like, what did you get that I also got? True, true.
So the recent Target deals.
Oh
I was
yeah, that's
able
right.
to, yeah. So this is all right. He's mostly what I expected. Um, I do want to try to get him a little closer to the original movie figure, but I guess I'll wait to see what, if any new stuff comes out from customizers rather than trying to make something already on the market work for him. But yeah, I definitely want to get a coat and a full length blade for him. I do think it's annoying. So this guy's interesting. So they put a drop down hips on him for some reason, which like I mean, I guess I'm not gonna complain about more articulation, but the holster where his uh blaster pistol, whatever this gun is,
Oh,
pegs into.
the nub.
Yeah, the like that's glued on, and then the straps are connected to his belt, so you can't really articulate his left leg very much. And I've already seen people break the straps that go between here by trying to do too crazy of stuff with his leg. So I'm like, well, that's dumb. Just they should have just been floating pieces up at the belt so that it would look connected when you're in mostly, neutral or pose like this. But if you wanted to really go crazy, it would disconnect. Um,
I was
which
gonna I was gonna say to your comment about drop down hips. Uh I don't know if I'm on record saying that I don't like them, but I'm gonna say it right now. I don't like
oh
drop down
really?
hips. Yeah, I
Oh okay.
usually I just I'm usually afraid of just like more like points of failure, and to me a drop down hip represents that, especially just I don't know. I feel like a lot of broken at the leg figures I've seen have been drop down hips versus non drop down hips.
Well, so
So
I will say though, the blade figure is similar to the 2099 Spider-Man in that I don't feel like there's too much pressure or torque happening at the hip. Um I don't I my conspiracy theory is that's happening is because Hasbro is using a softer plastic than they were before. And so that's giving the hip joint the additional give it needs to move around their weird ball joints that they put in the hip. Um, so I think the drop down,
oh, like the disco ball.
yeah, the disco ball. So yeah, I think there is enough give in the socket plastic where it's not uh causing too much of a hiccup and putting a torque force on the bar of the drop down hip.
Gotcha.
That's just my theory. I haven't looked too close at it, but I don't feel like there's a whole ton of resistance there. And then we got X-23. I was actually willing. I was originally willing to get this. This Blade and X-23 were the two I wanted from the wave the most, and so I was like, "Yeah, I'll get X-23 at full price." Was because this was the two that I originally had on pre-order before the Target deal thing happened. But now that I got it in hand, I messed with it a little bit. I'm like, honestly, this would not have been worth full price had I paid full price, in my opinion.
Hmm.
Um, so there's the obvious issue where these are coming out after the movie, but they somehow still got the shirt and jacket colors wrong. Um,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
the shirt is supposed to be a light gray, and the sleeves are supposed to be the t-shirt sleeves, and then this is supposed to just be like a jean vest that goes over. But they did it where it's like a short sleeve jacket. Um, so they goofed. But thankfully, they did not paint the shirt like black. It's just a dark gray. So if you're into doing some light customizing, you can actually still salvage this by uh painting. And the way the arm and sleeves are constructed, it's relatively easy to get these sleeves off. They're separate pieces. So you
Okay.
could paint, yeah. So you could take it apart and paint the sleeves to match the color of the shirt. Close enough. They're not directly next to each other, so as long as you get it close enough, I don't think it would be noticeable. And then take the jacket overlay and paint that like actually black, and then I think it would be fine. Because you don't want to repaint the shirt because like it has the design, the t-shirt, the band design that's on there. So you want to avoid having to repaint the shirt. So I think doing it that way would work. But then I also noticed that for some reason, I don't know if you'll be able to. I tried to fix it a little bit. It might not come across, But oh yeah, you can see it. This hip sticks out more than the other side. And I watched a couple reviews, and it's a problem with the mold because I saw that on other figures as well. Is yours like that? It's subtle, but it's there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so that causes a problem where I already have some scuff marks on her on the top of her right hip piece because of that difference, it's causing it to clash into the pelvis piece.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I'm definitely seeing that
yep,
because she's sitting. This is my wife's figure, so
yeah,
she's sitting up there. That is definitely digging in the way
yep,
that she has it up here. Huh. Okay.
yep, yeah. So
Yeah, I
I
was just
try
like,
to
oh, that's just like a fold in the. Oh no, it's not.
no, yeah, it's white, it's turning white because it's rubbing up against. Yep. So yeah, I tried to heat it up and push it in a little bit, and I think it helped a little bit, but it's obviously not all the way.
Also,
Um,
great video of just me turned away from the camera looking at the.
but yeah, I think between those two things, I kind of disappointed again, but I didn't pay full price. And I also had a theory. So she comes with two heads, just with basically different hairs, but the expression is exactly the same. Now, I also noticed that the Hot Toys version of this toy also only comes with one head with just a neutral expression as well. And I know that not all Hot Toys come with, alternate heads or alternate expressions. And this is not a, title main character. So maybe it didn't come with an alternate head because of that. But I feel like both of them not having an alternate expression is too much of a coincidence. And so my theory is that for whatever reason, Daphne Keene just did not approve an alternate expression for her action figures.
Hmm. Interesting.
Um, I don't know if that's true, but that's my theory, and I'm sticking to it.
Tinfoil hat.
Yeah, exactly. That's my justification with being okay with it not having an angry head. But speaking
Yeah.
of angry heads, we finally got one for this guy.
Yeah.
So this is Battle Damage Wolverine.
Oh, real quick, because I don't know where my wife put all the accessories for them. Does she come with two sets of glasses?
No, she doesn't. Blade comes with two, but she only comes with one.
Yeah. Huh. That's also really odd. I don't know why, but I mean,
Yeah,
I think
it must have just
everyone's
been a
thankful that
budget thing.
there's.
I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think everyone's thankful to have two sets of Blade sunglasses though, because now they can put the other set on like
Yeah,
anyone.
yeah. Which
All right.
we'll get to that later. I'm pretty sure those are Blade glasses, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Uh. Yeah. Angry
yeah.
Wolverine
So we
head.
got gritting teeth, angry Wolverine head, and the sleeveless arms. I haven't done the. I got two of these. I haven't done the swap yet, but I will be putting the second pair of arms on a clean Wolverine figure. So thank you, Hasbro, for making the figures after I bought all of the figures to do customs but never got around to it. So I
it
have
also
so
it
many
also has
Wolverines.
it also has the same rotator shoulder, right? The new one.
Yeah, it should be it's the same socket joint.
Okay.
So uh and then final pickup for me was a brown suit Wolverine.
Oh yeah.
Haven't had the chance to get him out yet. Okay, there we go. Got to beat the glare. Yeah, I got brown suit Wolverine. I was kind of on the fence about getting him, um, but with the Target deal, that was it was wild. These just went up for like in stock order, and then at the same, I really don't. We've talked about it offline before, but I really don't understand Target when they do this when they run deals when products are launching. But they had like a they were listed at I don't know if they still are, but like MSRP for these are 28, but they listed them at 25.
Yep.
And then they had a toy deal where if you spend $50 on toys, you get $10 off. So basically, all these figures were $20 each. Um,
Some would say the true
oh well,
MSRP.
yeah, right, exactly. Um, and if that's all I got, yeah, it would be $20 per figure. But I also happen to get a second brown suit Wolverine. Um, that was by intention to get the deal. Um, but there was a bit of a shipping snafu, and um, I I got another brown suit Wolverine. Oh, sorry, wait. I got I got four brown suit Wolverines. I
They're
I don't.
multiplying.
Yeah, I don't know how this happened. I do know how this happened, but I ended up with four brown suit Wolverines unintentionally. So that's my life now.
It's okay, Falcon. You can admit that you have a brown suit Wolverine addiction. Target knows. They've seen your search
Yeah,
history.
yeah. But yeah, no,
But
it was really weird. There was like a weird like return to sender situation that happened, and so I ended up, and then so I got a replacement order, and then they just ended up resending the order that got returned to sender. So I got two more Wolverines for free.
well, either you're getting like $60 in brown suit Wolverine Facebook Marketplace sales, or three kids get Toys for Tots supplied brown suit Wolverine. So
Yeah, I guess we'll see what happens first, if it sells out and price goes up, or because
yeah,
honestly, the to end up with extras of that one, that's the one to, I think, be good on, because I think once those sell out, as soon as it happens, that price is going up.
yeah, that it's always so weird. Like I find those posts on Marvel Legends, the Marvel Legends Reddit. I'm very active on there. Um, maybe too active. But there's always posts for like, why is this figure so expensive? And it's
There
not
was one
it.
on there today, I think.
Yeah, it's not the question itself that, like, everyone has a different base of knowledge. What I always find interesting are the, why is this figure so expensive? And it is a figure that either like went to clearance, like not like Target dumb
Yeah.
clearance, but it literally
If
took
if in
forever.
if in
Yeah.
10 years all the Eternals figures are $30 on the aftermarket, it's gonna be like, wait, what?
Yeah, exactly. So like there's some figures like that where like, man, I remember when that figure went on sale because no one was buying it. And it's just wild every once in a while to see like, man, this figure is like, X amount of dollars. I saw that for like the Moira. Like I unfortunately had to
Oh,
get
really?
I unfortunately had to get Moira for like 30. But I remember when Moira was like super cheap because people didn't want the Tri Sentinel, and also people didn't really want just like a civilian character. So
Right.
it's always so interesting with those. Like I want to say that I got my I think we're both thinking about the same post, like the retro beast I got
Yeah.
on sale. And so
I
as
remember
much,
that going on sale.
yeah, as much as people are like, man, that was like the beast to get. And I'm like, yeah, but like it didn't sell out. So that's just like really weird to me that people are like, get this beast, but also it was just like kind of sitting there for a while. And it wasn't just Pulse. It was like other places got like it went on sale. So I think I end up accidentally buying a second one because I got the original,
Yeah.
and I didn't open it because I think I found a like a eBay lot that also had uh the love triangle Cyclops in it. and I'm like, that's
Okay.
that's worth it. That's worth it. Like the Love Triangle, Cyclops, Beast, and I think Colossus from the Juggernaut 2-pack. And I'm just like, all right, that is like $25 a figure. I can live with that. I got it, but I forgot that the Retro Beast was also coming. So I'm like, okay, well, I have a Retro Beast on card, whatever. And then I think it was just like on Twitter back when I actually used Twitter, uh, and when it was called Twitter, someone had languished like, man, I missed out on that. It sucks. And I'm like, oh, I got one. Do you want it? Like, I don't need it. And I gave it to them for just like MSRP, and they were like super psyched about it. And yeah, it's just it like to me, it's like I literally didn't really make any money on that, but it's just so funny that people are like, yeah, like everyone was jonesing
It,
for this beast, and that's not true. It's not
right, and
true.
it's also weird that people are freaking out about the aftermarket price on a beast when X-Men is one of the two properties that gets two full waves of product every year, and Beast is a core character of that product group. So I'm like,
That was
you're
a
gonna
good
be
figure.
waiting. You're gonna be waiting like at most 4 or 5 years before they do another just like normal Beast figure that you can buy.
Yep.
So yeah.
Give us human beast, Marvel Legends
Oh
team.
God, gotta redo that 5-pack.
We do. All right. So we will now I'll do pickups real quick. I don't I say I don't have a lot, but I actually might. Um okay. So uh I made a post about it in the Discord. Join Discord. I put um the Kazar head on the Walgreens Sentry.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Uh and I think it just looks really good. So I also got a Walgreens. I caved and finally bought a Walgreens Sentry because I've checked every Walgreens in my county essentially, and uh
All three of them that are left.
yeah. Um and then I also have my brown suit Wolverine down here. Man, I thought I uh what I was gonna show off just got eaten by the carpet monster, so that was terrifying for a
Oh
second there.
no.
Um but
Oh, is that? Oh yeah. Yeah, I
yeah.
remember you saying what that was.
Yes. I'm just trying to find like a neutral color that I can like block the camera with. But yeah, I got a, a bunch of stuff from GPS Lot on eBay, one of which is a cigar. So I
Yeah,
got
I'll have to get that.
my
That's
brown
pretty sick.
suit. My brown suit Wolverine is unmasked and just chilling. Uh
So is your right bicep not painted fully like everyone else's? The flesh tone on the right looks like it needs another uh
like on the shoulder.
yeah, on the shoulder, the flesh part.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Does it look like it needs
Yeah, very
another
much so.
pass?
Yeah,
Yeah,
very much
okay.
so.
I don't know how they goofed on that.
Yeah. Also, uh as much as there's like a need angry head, I think the brown suit head on the yellow and blue looks fine.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it's not too off. Like you can
Yeah.
tell, but like you can just find like the helmet is like made out of a different material or something. Um, and then like I said, GPS Lot. I'll probably put their uh, eBay
Store
store,
link. Yeah.
yeah, in the Discord. But I got a whole bunch of soft goods, so I've gone down that rabbit hole. So
Nice.
got Shang-Chi, and then Nick Fury in uh his iconic leather coat, and then the real reason why I got them was for the animated Spider-Man style Punisher
Very
with
nice.
this coat. And I did the swap, so he has the black boots, and then there's a black suited Punisher with white gloves and boots upstairs. And
Nice.
then I had found a Usagi, like a classic, but he unfortunately had to be cleaned, so he has been sitting in a uh, dryer sheet prison for a little bit. But he is he is good to go now. And I realized that with us starting over, you the original time that we had streamed, I had mentioned that you may notice, if you're a regular watcher,
Oh,
that
rip.
our second co-host Joestar is not here, and it is because it is their birthday this week, so they are taking a much needed and well-deserved rest. So happy birthday to Joestar. We
Woo! Happy
will
birthday.
we will gush over Motu popcorn buckets and strategize how to get them uh, for you because they look pretty sick. But yeah, that's it on pickups. I was just like, I'm looking around. Yeah, that's everything for me. So we can go ahead and go on with our show. First, I wanted to congratulate the YHS Toy Anxiety crew on their Cryptoids Kickstarter. It was successful. It was very exciting to see them like get this across the finish line, even though it was like pretty fast doing that. But it was really cool seeing them show off just the whole process they've had with developing this toy line. And I think it's going to be really special to see them kind of document like all the steps because like they want to be like pretty transparent with how they're making these, and I think that's going to be a really good insight as to how toys are made. So I look forward to my Mothman that I backed coming in like, a year or so from now. So
Nice.
again, congratulations to them. It's a really fun looking toy line. All right. And then really cool just happened today. We have highlighted Pancheezey's work before on the stream. They usually come up with the ACBA October prompts, and they've been doing quite a few 3D printing projects, and they debuted today that they're doing these dimension X effects. So they are just something you can use in your displays. Here's the Instagram post. So it kind of looks like they're whatever X-Men, mutants, or just like general action figures you want are being targeted by Sentinels. And it's just a really cool
Oh, okay.
it's a really cool thing you could like add to your display, especially if it's like a mutant based one.
That is
And
pretty sick because it gives it, yeah, your display like a 3D effect.
mm-hmm. I've seen a bunch of people with uh like things to enhance your display, and like this is definitely one that I really want to jump in on. I'm just not sure how many of these I want. I might do the all-in bundle. I'm just trying to decide if there's a there's these obviously, but I wanted to show they have these two for your Sentinel, and I do have the
Oh,
HasLab
wow.
Sentinel, so that's really cool. I don't know if I'm gonna grab that, but they said that you can substitute the eye effect for just a simple target, which is uh, just just the circle.
Mm.
But yeah, these are really cool, And yeah, like you said, it has like this really cool like 2.5D effect,
Yeah.
especially since like they can be plugged into various like flight stands.
Yeah. They're probably what, like 3 millimeter or five
Yep.
millimeter or something like that.
Yep. 3 and 2
Oh, okay, it's
will
right there.
work. Yeah. But yeah, the mutant detected ones are 25, Omega levels also 25. Simple targets are 8, and the eye effects are 10, and the all in is 66. So not bad for just enhancing the display. I was about to say that is literally less than what I got all the soft goods for. So if I'm gonna get soft goods to enhance my collection, I don't see why I wouldn't turn these down as well. But yeah, I'm definitely in that mode now for my collection of just like getting those little touches that really like enhance what I already have. Like I
Yep.
technically don't need more stuff. Now it's just like kind of shaving away and making purchases that enhance what I already have. So
Same. I'm exactly the same. I accept the Black Series like vignette figures that we got last year and presumably will continue this year really turned me on to uh having a more um thoughtful display setup and of course I say that I still want to pre-order all the things.
yeah,
But
I don't think we're ever gonna get away from that because there's always gonna be like that. Oh, that looks really cool. And to be fair, there's also like always gonna be stuff that comes out that's gonna enhance your old stuff. Like even with
yeah,
that, like the brown suit Wolverine, the like that improved my yellow and blue Wolverine, right?
yeah.
So
And yeah, and there I'm getting some older stuff to actually enhance the stuff I already have. Because there was I thought he was gonna go out of stock, so I grabbed him, but it was still a really good price compared to what that figure is going for on eBay. Stay tuned to a future stream where I'll show that off on pickups. It wasn't a big purchase, but it was a cool little thing for one of my favorite characters. And I got one or two more things I have in mind to get this year, even before anything else gets announced. Where yeah, like I still want to get more figures to like complete teams and collections and stuff, but I feel like I should prioritize more than anything else just a more thoughtful, curated
Mhm.
display collection. We'll see if that actually happens.
I was gonna say, well, later on we will definitely talk about something that I had made a big purchase for in order to enhance a
Oh,
thing.
yes.
But
I
again,
that's way more than what I would be willing to do for a 6-inch figure, I think.
I thought so too.
So did
Obviously,
your wife.
yeah. Obviously, I was proven wrong. But yeah. So again, follow and support Pancheezey, especially if you're a big Dragon Ball guy. They have had
Oh,
quite a
hell yeah,
few.
do they have scouter icons and stuff?
Oh, I actually don't know. I know they made like
Okay.
a
That'd be
dra.
sick.
I know they made a dragon bridge. Um,
I'm just imagining a like a scouter icon and it's over 9,000 and you put that over
yeah.
your Kaioken uh
Man,
Goku. That'd
I
be
for
sick.
I forgot I forgot how like crazy they made this look because that looks like a background, but they 3D printed that, I think.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. Um, so it again, they're they're a very talented person. I'm very excited to see like in their 3D printing journey what else they make, because they're also a big Pokemon fan, and I can definitely see them enhancing my
Oh, there
uh
it is.
yeah, there
The
it is.
dragon.
But yeah, like that is so insane, right? Like that looks
Jesus.
so good.
Literally, Jesus.
Uh and then this is the, I think this is the, yeah, they made the little bridge here. And then they've also made some like smoke effect things in the past. And they also customized too. They made this battle damaged
Oh,
Megman.
wow. Man, I want to get a 3D printer so bad. They're so good now. It's
Yep.
ridiculous.
Yep. Yeah, they uh again, they're also they're a big Oblivion fan, so they've also been like 3D printing a whole bunch of stuff to
Oh shit.
enhance uh their growing fantasy figure collection. I'm not seeing it though. I thought it was recent, but yeah. But yeah, follow Pancheezey. We'll put their link in the Discord and in description. And really excited to uh, get these Dimension X effects. All right, back to the slides for another unexpected but very welcome surprise. The Kyoto Amazing Yamaguchi Revoltech Batman Beyond Classic version. And
Hell fucking yes.
yeah, um, I I think I said before. I thought we talked about this before, but uh, the only thing stopping me is that like the muscle on the bat
Oh yeah, the
symbol.
shoulder.
I,
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
yeah, I'm being very nitpicky. I'm being very nitpicky, but also it does look really good.
Do it. Do it.
Yeah, I just oh man, I spent so much
I've
this one.
been waiting my whole life for a good Batman Beyond figure, and I'm like, I'm not the biggest fan of the exaggerations on the Amazing Yamaguchi line with the proportions and whatnot, but I think the very simple design of Batman Beyond, it's able to get away with it a little bit, especially compared to the Batman Beyond figure that they just put out. Um, and it comes with everything you want,
Mhm.
nothing you don't want. Um, and it's actually a little bit cheaper than I was expecting it to be. So I was like, you know what?
Yeah,
Let's do it.
it's like a flat hundo, right?
No, it's 80.
After it's 80. Oh,
Yeah, dude, it's 80 imported. I think the MSRP is like 60 something.
oh
Um,
man, I didn't even
yeah,
know that.
dude, that's why I was like, so it's if you go on Big Bad and it's 80, and they do on some imports you have to do a 10% down payment, so you have to do $8 now, and so you don't have to cough up the other 72 until next year. That's a no brainer.
Man, like I
And
said, I
from what I understand, the Reveltech figures are good in terms of QC. Like they're not egregious or anything.
oh yeah, I had no doubt on that. It is one of those things where like I kind of want to hold out for like potential that like that
Mattel,
Mattel, but
yeah.
it's hard to argue when like this looks so good right out of the
My
gate.
my only gripe, so you have the gripe with the shoulders and how those move with the chest symbol. My gripe is the additional fingers that they put on the wings. Um, I don't know why they did that, because like in my mind's eye it's just flat red. Like there aren't like fingers in the wings.
Oh, that's what you mean. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
Is that a
That's a little weird,
is that a remnant
but
from like the base figure that this is based off of, or
no, the
no?
wings are totally different because that figure only
Oh,
has those wings only have like one finger, I think, and this one has like three to I guess make it look more like an actual bat. I don't know.
huh.
But like that's it's completely minor in my
Yeah.
opinion. Like
Clearly, you
because
have to get both
yeah.
and just switch the wings.
No, because it has like all crazy designs on the backside of it. It looks way more like Tron techy. So
Okay. But yeah,
um,
this looks incredible. I
yeah,
it again. There's very few figures where like I see it upon the announcement. I'm just like, whoa. But like this is definitely one of
yeah,
those. I was gonna say the next one that
yeah,
we have also had that for me, the LPZZ Nightwing, which I saw the picture on the right I saw, and I'm just like, wow, that looks like it is like in game. Like
yeah. Like
to me, it's just
like put him on a gargoyle like right now.
like dang, they nailed that fig.
Yeah, LPZZ uh and they're calling the line UPF now. I think the company name is still LPZZ. I don't know, it's not clear to me. China companies, who knows. But yeah, they surprisingly started teasing their Arkham Knight Nightwing figure. Um I don't think I can't even remember them showing a gray prototype for this before. So I'm surprised this is already so far along. Um, but yeah, just like their other figures, it looks amazing.
Yeah. Uh, and I don't know where this was shown, and I apologize. I usually try to keep like the people's handles and stuff when I get screen grabs. Like real quick, the like this is from Toyark. Toyark is like the source
Yeah,
for like
but they're
high
also
def
just like press
images.
images. So
But yeah, so but yeah,
yeah, I think
I
the image on the left is from just like a toy guy on the internet. I think he lives in China, so that's how he was able to finagle a picture of this. But then when that got put out on the internet, LPZZ themselves were like, whoa, 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 we're gonna one up you. And then so the picture on the right, I think, is from LPZZ themselves.
okay, all right. That makes
Yeah,
me feel a little bit better. But yeah, this looks incredible as well. Um, we know that Falcon is on their LPZZ journey, so
unfortunately.
you're locked in. You're
But
locked
yeah,
in
like
now.
I haven't been sharing all of my import journey on pickups so far yet. I'm still working through some thoughts and feelings on some of the things I've been getting. But yeah, I still feel so good about the Batman and the Deathstroke figures. So the more Arkham figures that they put out, I'm in on.
Yep. Uh, Again, I am very thankful. I'm not all in on Batman because ooh, these are tough. I mean, like the Mezco, I saw like the Mezco Nightwing recently, and I'm just like, dang, that looked really good too.
Mezcos
Uh,
have gotten absurdly expensive though. I think they're like $140 now or something.
yeah, it is pretty wild.
Yeah,
Mezco's, that's also like a realm of things where like I've considered it for a few figures, but
same.
I feel like there's often just like one or two. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm pretty sure I've talked about like the Hulk that was like
Oh, right, right.
around the time of like all right, like Mezco is gonna come out here and cook, and for some people that their Hulk looks perfect to them, and I to me that's just like there's way too much sinew. It's very
Yeah.
like I understand like it is Mezco, so it kind of has to like justify itself on some level, and I feel like that was their way of doing it, but I personally it just didn't end up looking good to me. But yeah, but this is just like out of the gate, they like you nailed it. Good job.
Yep.
Speaking of like, you nailed it. Good job. So Masters of the Universe popcorn buckets were revealed. So, fun fact, and I feel like a lot of people were not really reporting this. Not all the popcorn buckets that they showed are actually like a done deal. So
Oh, really?
yes. So shout out
Well,
to uh,
don't different theater chains kind of get their own deals for different buckets too?
yes. And so shout out to Geek Dad Live or Geek Dad Life. Uh, they were at CinemaCon
Mm.
and they had noted that um, so far the only one that's for sure is this middle one, the throne. That is a Regal exclusive bucket. All the other ones, like the sword and the castle, that's still being pitched, essentially.
Well, yeah,
Like
I think a lot of people don't realize that CinemaCon is a trade show. It's not a
yes,
convention. So these being shown at CinemaCon is them literally pitching to theater chains like, "Hey,
yeah.
do you want to sell this at
Do you
your theater?"
do you want a 40-inch sword cup? That's
Yeah.
essentially what
Yeah,
they're
that's the thing. So
trying.
yeah, the sword is a drink cup.
Yeah, like
Is
that's
just wild.
bananas.
Yeah.
But at the same time, though, it's one of those things where, like, if I'm sure that there's going to be a chain that sees like the hype for it, and if they don't scoop it up, then they might be losing out on some money. But at the same time, though, I know that the popcorn bucket arms race,
It's
I guess,
insane.
is getting nuts, and so
Yeah.
like also theaters potentially don't want to like sit on like unsold stuff. I don't know about the Power Sword cup though. I feel like that's like, yeah, you got me, right? Is it
Right.
are people going to like use this to actually drink? I don't know, but it's still really cool as a thing. Um, but yeah, so
I feel like if you want a power sword, you'd be better off just getting whatever Party City has at the end of the year or
yeah,
something, you know?
I was gonna say Mattel is making a
Oh
role
yeah, that
play
too.
one
Yeah.
too. So,
Yeah.
uh, but yeah, so right now the throne is the only one that's for sure. They're still pitching the sword, the battle cat popcorn bucket, the castle, like, but they're making the rounds on the internet as if like it is real. So like people want
Right.
these. I'm not gonna lie, I did think that the throne was using Chronicles figures for both like the Skeletor in
Oh
the
really?
chair and the He-Man at the foot of it, but those are like actually like built in. Like that
Yeah.
He-Man is like glued in place at the bottom of that throne. So not
Yeah, and you could tell like it's weird. Like the back of Skeletor's calf is kind of like carved out to the shape of the throne as well.
yeah. Um it but again, like when you have like the little torches light up, um I don't think anyone's actually going to be eating popcorn out of this, but like just as a display piece, it is awesome.
Yeah.
And if you're able to easily take the figures out, and if they like scale with Chronicles, even better. But regardless, it's still an awesome piece to include, especially if you're a big Motu fan. And I do actually hope that the other Motu popcorn buckets. I couldn't find like a good picture of the Battle Cat one, but the Battle Cat one is also like pretty crazy big. Like
Okay.
I think these are just really fun. Uh, I am definitely part of the popcorn bucket brigade. I have the Fantasticar one. Uh, I only didn't get the Galactus one because I heard about the issues with it, but like that's not.
Oh, rip.
Yeah, there were a few people that said that they got the wrong fins, ears for Galactus. So like you would get like two left ones or two right ones. and not
Oh
always a
Jesus.
left and a right. So I didn't want to potentially spend like $100 to find out that I didn't have one of
Jesus.
those. I can't remember how much they were, but like it.
That's insane.
I know the Fantastic car was very pricey, so I imagine that the Galactus head was even pricier. But yeah,
Well, it's not the most expensive toy car you've bought in the
yes,
last year.
it's like a horror movie villain, just like in the background, like
Yeah.
we keep on talking about it. It keeps on like getting
again,
closer.
Tune in to later in the stream. You'll know what we're talking about.
But in general, I'm just glad how much like Motu folks are eating right now. Like Joestar is just is potentially going to be literally eating out of one of these popcorn buckets. I cannot wait to see this movie. I've heard nothing but good things of like more stuff coming out of CinemaCon about the Motu movie. So a win all around for both the hype for the movie and just like the stuff that they're pumping out for it, because it's just fun. It's good to see when like things are just like legitimately fun.
For sure.
And then how did Preternia put it? 68 inches of Jared Leto. Yeah, the Havoc staff roleplay item looks pretty cool as well. That's wild that it does like the smoke effect as well as like
so that's real? That's legit? It can do that?
I mean, I feel like if you're gonna maybe that is just for the picture, but like
okay.
It kind of, from the second picture, it kind of makes it look like it's coming out of it, like
yeah,
legit.
but then if you look around in the image, you can see some
you can see this, more smoke, but regardless, that's a really cool like roleplay item. Again, that's just like a testament to how much the Mattel team is really like pouring effort into this movie and like making a push for it. I think they see the opportunity they have to like make essentially like lifelong Motu fans and like, reward like old Motu fans. And so having that multi-prong, like kids, adults, hardcore collectors, everyone gets something, is very smart in terms of like building the brand out, and should be something that other companies should take note on.
Yeah, from what I've seen so far, I mean, granted, I don't pay a huge amount of attention to Motu, but I haven't seen them like, it doesn't seem like they're like overstretching themselves on what they're doing to tie in with the movie.
Yeah. So speaking of other properties,
Overstretching.
overstretching properties should probably listen to how to build out a brand, that kind of thing. So the Tron figures exist. We were talking quite recently about how like, man, that those figures were shown at San Diego and then just like not shown again. Like they were absent. They were absent from Toy Fair. So we're like, oh, did that get scrapped? Well, apparently it's alive. Unfortunately, not at the price or packaged in a way that people are super thrilled about, because this bike set is 100, right?
Yep.
And then that 4-pack is,
I believe it's 140, which works out to $35 a figure.
Yeah, rough, absolutely rough.
Yeah,
dude. and I had told you about this, but I think there was a way that they could have actually gotten people to like be on board with these, and I think all it needed was just a slight change in like the actual offering, because I think you can do a like army builder pack of just like a blue character, yellow character, and like the orange character, and they have no character heads, so just the helmets. And then you have like actual uh name slash license actor likeness characters as the 2-pack, and then have all of the additional heads for the army builder, and then try to make it so like the bike can be made into whatever color you want. But locking this in, like you can't army build now it's just like you get these characters, and then if you wanted to actually like do army builders or like have like a henchman type with like each person, now you're gonna just like awkwardly have uh two Jeff Bridgeses. Like, so it's really unfortunate. As much as like I did not have a lot of hope for these figures or the price point, nor was I like really like looking forward to it. It's just always like sad when like I know there's people who are wanting these figures. I know that there's people that are willing to pay for these, but I think in general, like you're only scooping up like the very, very super fan, and you're not, again, like unlike Motu, like they're giving multiple avenues of people to buy stuff. This is not that.
Right. Yeah, like I don't consider myself a fan of the original movie. We saw Tron Legacy in theaters. I thought it was super awesome. Could not care less about the new movie that they just put out. But like, and so I would be, mildly interested in something like this. But when you're putting out Tron figures, a property that almost definitely does not call for a premium when it comes to the products you're offering, the hype behind the products, and almost certainly the actual cost of the license to make these figures. And you have this light cycle that is $100, and it one doesn't light up, and two is quite literally double the price of your Marvel motorcycle offerings. Um, it's just like absolutely baffling as to like what you're doing here with these things. And so, um, like you kind of touched on, it's really weird how they packaged these products, and so it makes it seem like it's just like, all right, at the Disney Park store, you're gonna have one row on the shelf of light cycles, and you're gonna have one row on the shelf of the 4-pack, and that's who's gonna be, buying these things is
Yeah.
people walking into the Disney store at Disney Springs or Disney World or whatever.
And at Disney World prices online. So that's
Yeah,
also like that's a big oof from me. Just again, I understand that like these are probably going to be made in like lower than usual numbers to compensate for just uh how there's a lack of popularity or a
right.
lack of demand for these. But at the same time, then when you break down the actual prices for everything, like again, it's like $35 a fig, so that means that the bike is being valued at 65.
Right.
That's that's a lot.
With as far as I know, like no moving parts. So it's just
Yeah.
like what?
And it's crazy too because like I just use these, like there's actual like product photos and they make them look
Yeah.
awesome, but
Oh yeah.
I have a feeling that's not how it's gonna actually end up looking. So
And the Marvel Legends team remembered that it is in fact possible to do a double ball joint torso on just a regular human 6-inch figure.
but yeah, big rip for these. I hope the people who want them are able to get them, but won't be me. But if they make the Daft Punk 2-pack,
Oh dude, whatever price you want to put on that, I'm in. Daft Punk 2-pack with like a DJ like stand that they can be behind.
Make it
Let's
play
go.
a music clip. Do it.
Let's go. Make it a Bluetooth speaker. I don't care. I'll pay it.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool. That would be sick. All right. So this is just a quick thing for classified. So Wild Bill is getting put on a retro card. So I have this post from the classified Reddit. They're just showing off that like the blade glasses can work on the Baroness from the Rattler HasLab, but it's just kind of like, huh? Can we get figures from
Yeah, because Wild Bill is
HasLabs?
from the Dragonfly, and he's
Yeah,
pretty much the same. For
yeah,
some reason they turned his belt around in this product image,
yeah.
but
It's
it's
so
the same belt.
it's so
So
weird.
they just swapped out his gloves, and he doesn't have as many paint hits, but he's otherwise identical to the HasLab figure.
Yeah. So
And so I was saying on the Discord, I'm like, all you have to do is take the Baroness, remove the flight suit accessories, and put that figure out, and you're
yeah,
gonna make a lot of people happy.
yep. You will make so much money. Stupid amounts of money. And then just a quick note that Lenny of the classified team, he's like uh,
Lead designer.
he's the lead designer, and he had made a post that he is leaving not only the Joe team but Hasbro in general, and they are joining Boss Fight Studios, which is a great toy company. I have a bunch of Boss Fight Studio stuff, um, but just a note that potentially the direction for classified might change. Maybe some of the design like through lines might not be there anymore with Lenny no longer there. But obviously that's going to take a little bit too, because a bunch of stuff that they've worked on are obviously in the pipeline and or being made or have been made and
Yeah,
just
it'll
yet to
probably
ship.
take at least 12 months before any of that is really seen or known.
Yeah. But that also, granted, there's also the whole shift from Rhode Island to Boston. So that might be part of why, at least classified in particular, seems to be kind of like slowing down. At least I feel like I'm not getting as much from the line. So I would have to actually do like a big deep dive into what the output has been and what it is currently. But it does certainly feel like I'm getting a lot less classified stuff, even though like everything like looks really cool. It's just like characters I'm not particularly interested in or know. Um,
You don't want to
but
start a classified series zoo?
I mean that has been very tempting. I really hope that Lenny is not the core reason why their animals have been fire, because that would be really sad to lose like the amazing animals for the classified series. But yeah, hoping that again, anytime that HasLab stuff gets a chance to kind of leave the HasLab environment, man, there's just so many allusions to the end of the stream, huh? But like anytime anything from HasLabs can break containment, like I think that's a good thing, because you know I don't want people in the aftermarket to have to pay crazy prices for someone like Wild Bill, who, even though like I feel like the Dragonfly and Wild Bill are like, they have to be together, they're a package deal. Maybe someone out there just wanted Wild Bill and they couldn't justify buying Dragonfly. Now they have their chance, right? And so anytime that like people can get stuff that they may have been like price locked out of, that's always a good thing.
For sure.
All right. And then got Black Series, Nihilus, and Treya. and leave it to Falcon. Your thoughts
Yeah,
on
so
this
this
two
was
pack?
a surprising drop out of nowhere. This is an Amazon exclusive 2 pack, KOTOR 2, Darth Nihilus, and Darth Treya. Um, and it was weird in a couple ways. One, no one ever expected them to make a Darth Treya. They made a new Darth Nihilus, and these were really the only pictures that they put out. Like, because normally there's like a they do a photo shoot and there'll be like some sort of action shots. We don't have any of those images for these figures. Don't know if we'll ever get them. Um, but yeah, this looks really cool. That Darth Nihilus figure was pretty terrible, that original one, because they just took the I don't think it was Wave One, but from the very beginning of the Black Series, they just took the original Darth Maul body and then slapped a Darth Nihilus head on it, and it was pretty awful. Um, so this is a weird mishmash of other tooling that they already have of parts for figures to make this Darth Nihilus. So the base body is the new Revenge of the Sith Anakin, so it's his torso and legs. I think the upper arms are brand new. The lower arms are from he's an EU character and I'm blanking on it. Dash Rendar. The head is original, but the hood that goes around it, I guess the head is glued into that. So while it seems like one piece, it's not. But the hood piece that goes on the head is also new. And then Darth Treya is mostly new. I think she has like some legs from like Shakti or something, which have been around for a while, but they're fine. You're never gonna see them. And she also comes with, so spoilers for the end of KOTOR 2, a 25-year-old game or however old it is. Um, she has like all of her lightsabers like floating around her in a final boss battle, so they included some like stand effect piece, like force effect pieces to kind of simulate the lightsabers floating around her. Um, and yeah, it's pretty awesome. I will say though, it is $50 bizarrely, so
Hmm.
which is weird because standard figure prices right now is 28, but Black Series has been pretty good, at least in the last couple years, where multi packs would actually be slightly cheaper. Um, oh wait, no, I'm an idiot. $50. No, I think it's 60. That's my bad. I think it's $60. That the math wasn't working, mathing there. Yeah, so recently they've been doing yeah, where it's slightly cheaper 2 packs. It's like $45 when we had $25 figures. So this being 60 was kind of like, ugh, why is that 60? It should be 56. Um, um, but which is unfortunate if that is a trend that is going to continue. But for these figures and characters specifically, I was willing to pay it because I definitely want to add to the KOTOR collection.
All right, and then moving right along on the Black Series train, there's the Star Wars Day. Uh, I actually didn't see anything other than it's like these are Star Wars Day figures, but they're coming
Yeah, I
with
think
soft
they're
goods shirts and these
yeah,
targets.
it's weird and they're mostly forgettable and like the target, cardboard insert that's included is actually kind of cool. I think they're all store exclusives. I don't remember which stores have what, but they're store exclusives. Um and normally it would be fine, like whatever, these are just throwaway May the 4th like promotional things. But one of the marketing guys for the Black Series team tried to it was before that this was announced. He was hyping up a figure to the Black Series community, saying that they would be excited, about a repaint that was coming this year. And so he confirmed that he was talking about this battle droid that is included. But the problem with this battle droid, so they've a lot of people in the Black Series community has been railing them for not doing battle droid repaints. Like they're super easy to do. It's like, why haven't you're releasing all of these figures, all of these 2-packs? Sometimes they have battle droids. Why are you giving us these garbage training simulation battle droids that nobody wants? Like, give us theatrical repaints of battle droids. And so they finally do it, but it doesn't have all the paint that it should. It has like, it barely has any paint. It barely needs any paint, and yet it still has half of the paint that it should. And so I think people that are deep in Black Series are rightly mad about that because he has like a maroon coloring on his shoulders, but that's only on the torso. It should also go to the top of the actual like shoulders and arms. Um, and then the like antennas on the back of the head should also have that same maroon
Mhm.
paint to them,
Yep.
but they don't. Um, so it's like you guys were this close. You were trying to throw fandom a bone by sneaking in a battle droid repaint into this little promotional item for the year. Um, and you couldn't spend the 5 cents extra to actually make people happy with this offering. And so you just made everyone more mad instead.
Yeah, very rough. I saw these and I honestly thought they were fake at first. Like
I
legit,
think they, I think,
I was like, what?
I think they got shown around the beginning of April, so it makes sense why
Yeah,
you would think they
that's
were fake.
unfortunate timing as well. But yeah, so those are the Star Wars Day. I'm gonna just call them the Star Wars Day troop builders. Even though I don't know,
Yeah,
aren't these like a little bit more pricey too?
I think they're $30. Yeah,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
also adds to like the what the fuck are you guys doing?
yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be hard to justify. These are gonna be potentially clearance bait, and maybe you'll catch like a Target like deal, and like these will be a little bit more reasonable if you really want the shirt. I feel like you're mainly getting it for the shirt.
Yeah, they're funny, but they're not $30 funny.
Yeah. Speaking of not being funny, super serious, and peak. Is it peak?
All right, so we've got here the Transformers Age of the Primes Commander Class Armada Jetfire. So, do you want the quick rundown on the negative discourse, or do you want all of the good stuff?
No,
Do you want to get the?
I think we can just do the good stuff because like to me that this is something where like I saw people were like, "Dang, I didn't think they would actually do this." And like I missed out on, you know, the companion figure that makes this like a complete package. So like now there's people backtracking in order to try to get this to be a
Well, I guess
possibility there.
those people aren't in the know, I guess, but they. All right, so I'll. Okay, so just up front, they are going to reissue Armada Prime, so people don't need to worry
Oh,
about
all
that.
right.
Yeah,
There you go.
but multiple people from the Transformers team has said multiple times on social media that they're gonna reissue Armada Prime. So, and that pre-order actually might go up next week. Because there's listings on Entertainment Earth on their calendar, a bunch of Hasbro stuff, and so Jetfire is already up for pre-order, but Armada Prime should be going up for a reissue should be going up for pre-order soon. Um, yeah, okay, so I won't go through. I have a list of bullet points because I'm very unhappy about the lack of intelligence in some people. Um, I'll just say real quick that people are dumb. Not every new version of a toy has to look exactly like the old version did. This isn't a missing link figure. If you don't know, Hasbro and Takara do missing link figures, which are basically just updated G1 figures. Like literally like the toys from the 80s, and they add like a couple extra points of articulation, and then they put it out. So this isn't that. And now Jetfire looks like literally every other Jetfire, so stop complaining about the nose cone, please, God. Um, uh, so yeah, this is a commander class, but you'll notice he's also coming with a ton of mini cons. Despite what five people on the internet said, yes, he did need to be a commander class because he needed a more budget than a leader class provides. But also, no, he does not justify the entire budget of commander class, so they added some mini cons in order to make sure you're getting your money's worth with the commander class price. He is 8 inches tall, and that typically those measurements and product descriptions for Transformers figures isn't always accurate, but typically they measure that to the top of the head. So Jetfire being 8 inches tall is still a little bit taller than most leader class figures, and also he's a very chunky boy,
Mhm.
appropriately so. And so yeah, he comes with the mini cons that form the Requiem Blaster. No, he does not come with his own mini con. I would, I would assume that the budget allowed for 3 mini cons, and so I would rather them include the Requiem Blaster here than some other, finagling of mini cons and other things in here, or maybe not getting our full money's worth. So I think this was the best option to go with. Um, Something that ever since this figure leaked that this was coming, the biggest question on my mind was how they were going to solve the problem of the big gaping hole on Optimus Prime's back. So if you have Optimus Prime, they changed the design where the super mode pants, when it combines and the backpack goes on, it covers up a big hole that's in the back of his torso. But if you take his super mode pants away, there's now a big hole that you can see all the way through the figure, the windshield of the truck. And so I was overthinking how they would come up with a solution. I'm obviously not a toy designer, even though I like to think about them a lot. And so they came up with a far more simpler solution than what I had in mind, where Jetfire's shield, which turns into a breastplate for Optimus Prime, there is a blue piece on the back of that is connected to hinges, and so that goes over Optimus Prime's back and then covers the hole on his back. And it will. We haven't gotten a good shot of it yet, but it seems to also have a port on it for a future overload figure, so that's pretty cool. Um, and then some other cool things that we've noticed so far. Um, that the like just overall the proportions and points of articulation are everything that you would want from a commander class figure and from a combined mode. And like there's really cool clever things going on where it looks like the Jetfire shins like expand and elongate when going into combined mode. And so there seems to be some interesting engineering happening in there. um, and then another interesting thing that's been talked about online with this guy is that there's a theory that the way we haven't seen the back of the figure, but there's a theory that the nose cone is still mostly solid in terms of how it's engineered. One, to provide additional stability in combined mode when it's pegged onto the back somehow, but it's also possible he might still have waist swivel. We don't know how he connects, at the waist there, but um, given how wide and big that base is that he connects on, there's no cut for obvious waist swivel, but some people have theorized that there might be like a hidden waist swivel on the top there. Um, so that's pretty interesting. And then like his the guns combined. There's like a few shots in the anime where they show his guns combined. It was never in any actual action sequences, like an actual like fight sequences, but there were like a couple shots where he was like flying through the air and you can see the guns combined. And so they've made reference to that by allowing for that combination with Prime's gun and Jetfire's gun, which is pretty sick.
I did have a quick question.
Yeah,
Was Prime pre or post price increase?
he was pre-price increase, so he was $90. So I would assume that the reissue is going to be $100.
Okay. I mean, uh, like obviously rip, but like obviously there's gonna be that's always gonna have that bonus for people who got the original run. But it's good that they're providing people with a chance to get it if like they were essentially holding out for this exact scenario happening.
I mean, I feel like that list of people has to be small in the minority because like the like for the most part, a lot of people consider that, from what I've seen anyway, and I agree with that sentiment, where um that Armada uh Commander class Optimus Prime that they've made is one of the best figures that they've ever made. It's one of the best Commander class offerings that they've ever, put out in the modern Transformers era. So yes, this is absolutely 1000% what I wanted when they originally put that figure out. But like to like somehow say that Optimus wasn't worth getting on its own, I think is kind of crazy.
I was gonna say I can't stop making allusions to the end of the stream, man. It just keeps on happening.
But yeah,
Yeah.
if anyone's curious, I did the math, and Jetfire in relation to the retail price, because we don't know what like the margins and everything are, but Jetfire is about $73 worth of the total package, which is about 20% more than a leader class figure. So he's definitely more than a leader class.
All right. Well, I'm happy for you, Falcon. I'm especially happy for people who are getting more Armada rep. Um, but yeah, again, I'm not I'm not like all in on Transformers aside from maybe those Beast Wars
Oh, those
faction
packs, yeah, the
packs.
multi pack.
But again, every once in a while I see something like this and just like I'm super envious right now because
They fucking
I
cooked, dude. They
yeah
fucking cooked.
they like
Like
every
we don't
once in a
have it
while
in
now
hand yet, but like this is top of
they
the list for
they did
figure of the
it.
year contender. Yeah,
Yeah, they did
yeah.
it. Oh man, I haven't even. It's one of those things where like I realize now like how few Marvel Legends have actually like shipped out. Like we've seen a lot of them, but like I haven't actually gotten any new ones from this year. Well, other than like this is for my wife, so like technically it's not mine. But like this is the
Nope.
only the only new Marvel Legends I've gotten technically. Like
Well, you
things
have
like
Brown Suit Wolverine.
well, but that was ordered last year. Like at least
Oh, so you counted as last year.
yeah, that like so like like with my budgeting challenge and stuff like that. If you're following me on TikTok and Instagram, you would know that I'm keeping track of my toy purchases through the year and seeing if my challenge to myself is seeing if I can actually buy everything with just like essentially like cash back because that's usually how I do it. Um, but I feel like year over year I've been buying more. So I was wondering if like and especially with like the price increases, I don't know if I can actually uh do it. So I'm just doing it in real time and like holding myself accountable and like making content of it. But uh but yeah, like in my toy budgeting, like that stuff is from last year. So that used like last year's budget. It was already there. Um uh like essentially whenever I pre-order, that's like when mentally like that's where the money is taken out already.
Right,
So
right.
things like the Wolverine Deadpool wave, like I already paid for that. The fact that I got it this year is like, well, like that's not like new, if that
Gotcha.
makes sense.
Yeah, I kind of do something similar on my spreadsheet where I'm like, I I try to account for things. I'm like, okay, this is releasing around this time, so like I have to make sure I don't go and buy too much before I expect that to come in, because then I'll be over budget for the month, because that's
Mhm.
probably coming in, sort of thing. So yeah, okay,
Yeah,
I get that.
yeah. So, but yeah, so like, uh, that's just like the kind of thing where like, yeah, that's right. Like, there's not really that much stuff that's actually been like out and in hand yet, unless you're. I did see D Amazing has the Maximum Thor already. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
what? How?
Right.
Especially since like that's not even due until like July, so it's like really early. But
Right.
you know,
Right.
that's how foreign markets work, I guess. Uh,
I'm pretty sure he's the only person with a review of it too. I didn't see anyone else with one.
Yeah, literally the only one. Um,
Yeah.
this is interesting curiosity. You got the shirtless Hugh Jackman Wolverine figure, and then this was this like a
A
general
It was
Pulse?
Deadpool. It was the Deadpool account. Oh no, this the Wolverine is a Target exclusive.
Okay, Target exclusive, and then this Deadpool stop motion, was that just for the line period, or I'm used to like Big Bad being the ones who make or like commission these, so
No,
I
this was
assumed.
on the Deadpool account. Yeah.
Okay,
So it was like a Marvel marketing deal.
gotcha. So just a very interesting thing between these two. Just again, we're getting more Wolverine Deadpool stuff, uh, and this one in particular, um, at least according to the leaks, this is potentially a Wolverpool, and then this one on the right, this is supposedly the Cavalrine, which I have been press F the doubt from day one. I think that's I don't think it's real. Um, if it is real, that's wild, but I truly don't think that that is a thing. But if they're making Wolverpool, if Cowboy Deadpool is a thing, maybe, maybe that's just the case. But like me personally, I don't believe it. I just truly do not believe it. When it's actually out, then that's when I will believe it. I'm just imagining now, like they actually don't have like Cavill's likeness, but they
Oh
do like
God.
they do like the Deadpool one thing where like he puts like a picture of like Henry Cavill like over like the head sculpt. That would be incredibly funny, but yeah, I whatever this Wolverine is, I it supposedly is Wolverine, but it's just something to note that they're still teasing more stuff for this line. I'm sure that there's going to be like a Gambit at some point.
Yeah, I think that's
The
coming. I think they're holding that for Avengers
Yeah,
figures. But yeah,
uh,
yeah. So we just talked about finally getting an angry head for Wolverine, and now we're finally getting a screaming head with this Wolverine. And also, Hasbro is once again putting all of the extra figures I bought to do this custom to making that a waste as well. I got a Kazar to do a shirtless Wolverine.
mm.
um and yeah, this one I actually just noticed he actually comes with 3 pairs of hands, which is very non-standard for MCU figures, so that's nice to see. Um but yeah, I'm excited for yeah, they surprisingly seem to have painted his hair on as well. Um so I'm
Yeah,
pretty excited for that.
I'm excited to see the people's displays where they show basically like the evolution of the
Oh hell
Wolverine
yeah.
going from like sleeve to no sleeve to battle damage to this.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't. And then like the for the silhouettes, yeah, that Wolverine on the right is very obviously like he's in like civilian clothes. Like you can see like he has baggy pants on. I
Mhm.
didn't look to see. I should probably look to see what the that the like the what do they call it? Like the Legacy Wolverine that got re-released, the tank top Wolverine
Oh
body.
yeah.
Legacy Wolverine. Does he have? Let's look at his pants. Uh, it's not exactly the same angle, but that would I think that would be a well, those are pin joints. I think that's a new figure. The
Yeah.
wrinkles on those pants look a little different. Is there a oh, there's a
Now
straight on one.
now it would be interesting if it was like Wolverine with like two like both Hugh and Cavill
That would be
heads.
cool, and if it was like updated to be like pin oh, I don't know if I care enough with the pinless joints. I don't know. I guess it would depend on what the Hugh Jackman head looked like to see if I wanted to triple dip on
Yeah.
that figure, that
Do you
body.
remember in the leaks what this Deadpool is supposed to be? Like this middle
So
Deadpool?
there was no Deadpool in the leaks, but there was that what was it, Collider or something article. There was an
Oh
article,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
or no, it started with the E. I don't remember. There was an article that announced the shirtless Wolverine, and people on the internet, again, not very smart people, were like, "This article is written by AI, so anything it mentions is fake." And I'm like, "Well, two out of the three figures it mentions that are still coming are also in the leak list. So like, hello, connect the
Yeah.
dots. It's a straight line." Um, so yeah, that article mentioned the cavalry figure, uh, and it also mentioned a battle damaged Deadpool.
Okay.
I'm not sure what that would, knowing the movie, I'm not really sure what that would even be, but they're showing a silhouette of a regular Deadpool here, so
Yeah.
some sort of battle damaged Deadpool.
All right.
And it's interesting that if this is a silhouette of a uh, Wolverine pool, he does not have katanas like the Hot Toys does. I don't know why they added those because those weren't in the concept art, but um, it'll be interesting to see if they took the same liberties or they just used the concept art straight.
Yeah. Yeah, just more Deadpool Wolverine options coming our way. And then real ones know that I did a live reaction of the Legends stream, so I was by myself, but I was vamping. Falcon, you were in the comments or the chat, so a rare occasion. I don't know how often I'll be able to do that, but it was it was different. It was something new. I do kind of feel bad that I was a little negative at the end because I was very much that Zuko gif of like that's it. Uh, and then I did go back and look at last April, and it just felt like there was a lot more stuff. Um, the the April stream last year had the same amount of reveals, but they were so many different kinds of
Prop,
things
yeah,
versus
like sublines and stuff.
yeah, versus like this one was like this is the bath, this is the Marvel Rivals, and that's it. And here's a Cyclops visor. But yeah, so like in comparison, in my mind, like there were so many things that came out last April, and it's like actually it's the same amount of things. It's just how it was packaged. So
I will
that
say though before we get into the actual figures here, I will give Dan flack though because when he was setting expectations for the stream, he said it was quote mostly non MCU, which tells me there's still some MCU.
yeah,
So like I was going into this because I'm primarily, as far as Marvel Legends goes, I'm primarily MCU. So I was thinking, I'm like, okay, we're gonna get like the additional Deadpool and Wolverine figures. We might even get the Daredevil
Daredevil.
season 2 figure, since that's just a repaint of the figure that we already have. So I could, and it's a Disney Plus show. It's not a movie figure, so I can see they're wanting to be because typically they like to do the MCU figures with like a media partner. Um, but I could see Daredevil, squeaking through since it's a repaint and a TV show figure. And they didn't even show the shirtless Wolverine figure, which I'm pretty sure got announced before the stream. So I know, and these streams, they're actually like recorded a week or two before they actually go live. So I don't know why he, his one of his primary jobs is to communicate. So I don't know how he goofed on that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did he count the visor then? Is the Cyclops visor the MCU offering? Because it's
Oh
technically
God, I didn't even
XM97.
think of that.
Yeah, I was gonna
That'd
say,
be
like, I was thinking
that'd
about
be
that
really
too.
dumb.
I yeah, I get why it's in the Legends moniker, but I really feel like the role play stuff. Like, I don't think when people say Marvel Legends, they think of the role play stuff. Just
People in the Black
FYI.
Series community have made the same argument for their roleplay items as well. It's like, why
Yeah.
why are these
So
called Black Series? Because like it's not the same.
yeah, I feel. Yeah, that's not really here or there. But regardless, if you're a real one, you were there for the live reaction. So you kind of saw my like raw, uh, you know, reaction to these. Uh, the I'm gonna go backwards for obvious reasons. But yeah, the much anticipated Marvel Rivals figures are out. Definitely in for this Moon Knight. This, even though I will point out that this Moon Knight is using concept art coloring, not a bad thing per se, but it's just like interesting that that's the case. Uh, so I would say that likely they've been working on these figures for a while, and I wonder how many in the roster they've actually made uh, in
I don't know about
anticipation.
that. It's that according to the Internet Marvel Rivals, it released the first week of December 2024.
Mm.
So they should have had final game models to base these off of.
Yeah, but it was just funny because I don't think I've seen anyone talk about that, but I have the concept art
The
book, so
real
I was just like,
fans.
I I was just very surprised because I was Leo meme of like, wait, that's the concept art coloring. What the heck? Um, but yeah, so in for this Moon Knight. Gears of War Punisher. I'm less so.
Anya.
And and I think I said during my reaction stream, I'm super interested to see if the classified heavy duty like heavy weapons rig will fit on him. Granted, it doesn't look too much like his alt in game, but it's something. It's a option, but he's also like a pretty chunky guy, so I don't know if that will actually work. Um,
I think something important to preface here before we get too much further is that so they put out a press release with some information about these Marvel Rival figures, which I guess we should also mention that this is their like event wave for the year. Um, so like how last year was the Gamerverse stuff. So this is the Marvel versus Capcom Gamerverse. This is Gamerverse as well, but like this is their like capsule event for the year. Um, but we don't know also, but more importantly, we don't know prices yet on any of these Marvel Rivals packs yet. So um, take all of this with a bit of a grain of salt since we don't know the actual value of what you're getting in the box here.
Yeah.
Um,
I definitely think it is going to be like the higher price point, like the Gamerverse stuff was supposed to be. I say was
yeah.
supposed to be because I feel like there were enough errors and like deals going on that you basically got them for. Like I'm sorry if you got the Gamerverse Cap and Venom at full price. I'm so sorry that happened to you because Target was giving those out like candy. Like
Did it go down to like $20 or $30 or something
yeah,
like that?
I got mine for like $20. So
Yeah.
um I don't know
I
if that's going to be the case for these guys though.
I mean, I guess it depends on, I don't know if they maybe adjusted production numbers based on what happened last year with the MVC figures, but if I had to guess, there's even a higher likelihood that these figures go on sale. Um, I don't know, maybe more casuals get these. For my specific, I'm not. So I'll preface by saying that I'm not in on any of these. I haven't played Marvel Rivals despite having it installed most of the time it's been out. Um, so I'm not gonna get suckered in on these. I the Moon Knight, his cape is kind of sculpted to be flowing in the wind, but he does come with an alternate cape that is also still plastic, but it's still kind of like spread out as if he's gliding. Which is I'm glad that they at least have those options in the box for you, but I'm at the point where if a character has a cape, it needs to be soft goods. Um, Especially if it's going to be difficult to remove to add an aftermarket one. Um, and so with this being effectively, a one-off, figure for a very specific thing, I personally, and because they've started doing soft goods, I personally am disappointed to see them putting out what is going to be a higher priced non-standard price figure um, with a cape that's not soft goods when you have the company that's does the model kits that is including a soft goods cape with their Marvel Rivals Moon Knight. um I know that there are patterns on the cape, so maybe that was their justification. um, and I haven't looked close at the Blockies one to see if they have them on there. Do you remember if they do?
I don't think anyone had a good picture of what the back of the Blockies cape
Oh, okay.
was. Now,
And then
no, keep going, keep going.
all right, and then for Punisher real quick. Yeah, again, he looks good for what he is, but very similar where it's like, okay, you're making this dedicated Punisher for this depiction of this character and from a video game where like a big aspect of the video game is their ultimate moves. And in the previous game reverse figures, the capsule event from last year, like you included effect pieces for their like special moves in the games. And so, and I understand that in Rivals, a lot of the alts are like AoE effects, so like you can't really like include something for that depiction in a package for an action figure. But for like Punisher, it's very easily, very specifically, just like extra like guns and like a missile backpack that he has. So like, and like this is gonna be priced at whatever price it needs to be for. So like, unless they, so like I don't understand why they don't include. I didn't include the miniguns and missile pack for his figure here. The only thought, it's not a real justification though, because it's just getting you to double dip. But maybe they do a repaint of him in the future and include the alt parts then in that an eventual re-release.
oh, big boo on that potential, but
Right. I know that
yeah.
super sucks, but I can see the business logic of like, because like, what else are you gonna reuse this figure for? Like
uh
you're gonna want to get multiple uses out of it.
so
I
I
don't know what the alt costumes look like, if there's just like a straight repaint that they could do for this that would match a skin in the game.
yeah, so I I was debating on whether to bring this up like after we showed all the rival stuff, but I'll bring it up now. One, to even go further on the like why not include this uh aspect. like he doesn't even have both his primary weapons. Like he has he has his assault rifle, which is fine, but this pistol is for his smoke grenade. And so it's so weird to include the smoke grenade pistol but not the shoddy that is his alt fire.
Doesn't he have
So
like a double barrel shotgun or something?
yeah, it's a I actually don't remember if it's a double barrel, but it is a shotgun of some
Yeah,
kind.
yeah.
So that's weird. I was here's the cape.
This reeks of like Jesse Falcon sort of, you know, meddling, because I don't I really I get that the Marvel Legends team, the rank and file, is, very likely overworked and underpaid. But like if you're going to make a figure of this one depiction of this character, like, and especially if like it's a video game, it's a free to play video game that you can just load up on a computer and look at it yourself. Like I don't understand how you're not getting these things right.
Um, I was also gonna say like not having an Ankh for Moon Knight is also kind of brutal. But so here's my thing. I'll just real quick just go to the next slide, and we'll just chill
I
there.
guess I should preface this is going to be Falcon being negative about
Oh no,
these figures.
I'm about to be negative for two reasons
But
here.
I don't
One,
feel like it's I don't feel like it's unjust negativity.
no. Here's gonna be like
We'll see what the
infinity.
prices are. I feel like I'm going to be way more
Yeah,
negative once these prices come out.
here's my negative aspect of it. One, look what they did to my boy. Jeff
Dude,
is a statue.
actual
Uh,
crimes are happening.
um, but uh, and the Luna, Spider-Man, Jeff, Venom of it all, like especially when Jeff and Luna had a team up in like the original release of the game. Um, I have been playing since season 0, so I'm in it. I'm in
You're a real
it.
fan.
uh, my main concern is, like you said, this is the like the event um program of the year in place of MVC. The roster for Rivals is large, and we're getting 6 characters right now. That is going to take forever to actually get everyone. Now,
They're not gonna.
and
There's no way.
and so that's the thing, right? If you are hardcore into Rivals and you want these figures, let's say you want like a Rivals straight up like display, you're on some level you're never going to get that. It is going to be, or it's going to take forever. Like even if you did like every other year 6 figures, that's going to take like a decade. And that's not even that's not even counting all the new characters that will have come out since
Right.
then.
I feel like if you're a more casual fan, you don't have like a big like 6-inch action figure collection. Like maybe sure you collect a few things here and there, but you're not like dedicated Marvel Legends collector person. But you really like Marvel Rivals, and you would like to have some things to fiddle with from that game, then I can't imagine they're that complicated. Learn how to build model kits and just go in all in on the blockies line, because I feel like a more casual person would be maybe not better suited, but like just at the end, like just be happier with what they're getting in terms of character offerings, and honestly from
Yeah.
price point perspective as well.
Yeah. So like for me, like I said, I'm getting that Moon Knight. I like Moon Knight in general, and that's a one-off thing. And I think you could like put that in like either like a modern shelf or just like have a stylized Moon Knight, whatever. I'm getting the Luna Spider-Man pack because I want Luna. I doubt she's gonna get a comic style solo release ever. So that's the only reason, only time I'm gonna get Luna. Spider-Man is going into the kid bin like that. Like my son will get that Spider-Man. It's a
Dude, like I am literally offended by that Spider-Man figure. Even as like okay, yes, I did say that I'm not in on any of these, but I'm also a person with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Spider-Man figures on my desk and another half dozen up on the shelf and another I don't know how many in the closet right now. If you make a good Spider-Man figure, I will figure out a reason in my head to justify the purchase of your Spider-Man figure. This figure is actual hot trash. Not because I'm not not because I'm not a fan of just the design in general. This figure has an ab crunch and a waist swivel in year of our Lord 2026. That is, I would think at this point considered vintage articulation. Okay.
Yeah. The
Even so, like the rest of the toy industry in general, even for your, domestic $20 to $30 figure, has moved on to a torso articulation scheme that has a torso has a ball joint at the mid torso and a ball joint at the waist. So, and Marvel Legends is barely doing that themselves as of right now. Prior to the double ball torso articulation scheme, uh, Hasbro came up with for their Marvel Legends line an inverted ab crunch and then the ball joint at the torso, which a lot of people were okay with. That was, a good, maybe not good, a decent step forward in their articulation offerings. So the articulation on this brand new Spider-Man mold coming out in 2026 is literally 2 steps backwards. What the hell? That is insane.
yeah.
All right, my crash out is over.
Yeah, like I said, these two should be switched aside. Yeah, just like the Spider-Man's not good. The I think it is very brutal to I get marketing wise why these two were switched. I really do get it. But I think on some level there might have been more people that you would have gotten for a Spider-Man Venom pack and a Luna Jeff pack
Right.
versus what they've actually done here. Um, and yeah, uh, it
That
it
Venom is also wild. Like I would assume that the limbs are from an existing Venom. I haven't looked close enough because I know there was like a bigger Venom in a multi-pack that came out not long ago. Um, but the design of the symbiote emblem that's sculpted on there, so they made new parts for
yeah,
this
yeah,
guy, which I am honestly shocked.
yeah. So, like I said, I don't I don't know if this subline is going to be worth it in the long run because like I said you're inherently going to have an incomplete collection or it's going to take a very very long time if at all to
Right.
get to even the base roster and I think that is like very tragic. um
And they do
it's
what, a new character every quarter or something like that, or is it every
uh
season?
every season is 2 characters, so
Okay,
every it is
every quarter then
yeah,
two characters a quarter.
yeah, so that they're
They're not
already
going to
not
catch up.
yeah
They're
they're
not.
not gonna they're already not gonna catch up. But like I said, like let's say it's just the base roster, it's still gonna that's gonna take years to do. So unless this sells like crazy and they do boost the budget of doing rivals things, there's also the MCU of it all. We're about to get into super heavy MCU era again, which again it's not it should not be it's an open secret at this point. The more MCU stuff there is, there's the less of the rest of the line there's going to be, or at the very least, like they will need to pivot and rely on retailer exclusives and partnerships to get these done. And yeah, I don't see how they're going to have the output or budget to actually get these done in a timely manner. And I've already said, like, the whole thing is like, if depending on how good this Jeff is, that's where Blockies finally gets my money, and Blockies gets my Jeff money. It's a done deal. A statue is not acceptable. I like that. It's not even the fact that it's just a statue. It's the fact that
It's
like that's, to me, like, Jeff is such a marketable figure, and the
yeah.
fact that they didn't invest in making it a actual figure, and this is Hasbro, and like we just mentioned earlier, Classified can do animals. I mean, Legends can kind of do animals too. Like, Zabu is great. Lockjaw is definitely like a step backward, but like Jeff being a statue again. Again, this is the second time we've gotten Jeff from Legends, and it's still a statue. I that's like, having switchable heads is whatever. Like, that's not okay, especially with a character as beloved as Jeff in game, and supported by the rivals,
Right.
by rivals itself as an entity. That is wild to make that character a statue. That's
And he's not a small character either by any means. So like when they do small little guys like Dogpool or Throg, like it's understandable those small little guys not having any or much articulation, um, which isn't um entire. I'm not entirely giving them excuse though, because on the Black Series side, we're getting Grogu figures, and then the Scuba Stev figure. They have multiple points of articulation, and those are about the size of Dogpool. But like this Jeff is like, I don't know, at least half a figure.
yeah.
Half the size of a 6-inch figure. Like
Not
he ain't small.
it. Like, they could
So
have at least even done like
like a
swappable.
tail,
Yeah, swappable halves, like one sitting down and one like standing upright, like kind of like
yeah,
what they did with Lockjaw, but like with less
yeah.
articulation. That's truly just baffling to me. Again, they look how they murdered my boy, is so fitting in this instance. So, um, again, I'm getting Luna and getting Moon Knight because I like those characters. I don't even play those characters in game. I just like Luna as a character in general. More Asian rep, yeah. And then Moon Knight is just like a really cool design. I probably will paint the brown though. But yeah, but just as a product line in general, just a very that's a very shaky foundation. That's a very shaky foundation. I know there's also the rumor that we're supposed to get Cloak and Dagger from Rivals.
Yes.
I don't know why they wouldn't have been also shown in this, but
Yeah.
uh, I hope I like, that's also a set I will get. I will get that. I want that. Um, but yeah, just I'm not going to be all in. Unfortunately, I just don't have faith that we're ever going to get even close to what the roster should be. Even if I don't like or feel like a lot of the various rivals aesthetic costumes are even worth it, um, it's still like, at that point, then you might as well invest in like a different company's offerings. Even though,
Right.
like, even with Blockies, all the scaling is off with between Rocket and Penny that they've already shown. So, um, but yeah, so that's enough ribbing the rivals offerings. If people are excited for those, like, good on ya, but uh not all in by any means for me. And then, speaking of not being all in, The box the box wave is definitely interesting, question mark. We were talking today earlier, just like I'm surprised at like what's selling and what's not. I would
Yeah.
never in a million years have thought that this US agent was wanted, but apparently it is. Apparently people really like this design, or at the very least are nostalgic for it. So all right, cool.
Yeah, that's weird.
I don't know anything about box. That was never gonna get me uh, to collect the whole set. And then I think the Ultimate Wolverine comics are interesting, uh, but also kind of a weird like that Ultimate line is also kind of like got shot in the foot. So there's not even like too much of a incentive to even buy into that because it's now been confirmed to be just a flash in the pan, and it's not going to be an ongoing thing. So rip
Right.
the new Ultimate Universe on top of that. Um,
Yeah, I think it's telling when Robo of all people is just like, yeah, I'm not in on any of
yeah,
this.
especially since it's like it's a $30 figure at this point, so it's kind
Right.
of it's already rough. Surprised that Bullseye, Dark Hawkeye not selling as much as I thought it would be. They were they kind of made it seem like people really wanted Dark Avengers, but I don't know. The numbers kind of tell me no. Updated Lady Deadpool is good for Deadpool fans. People,
Although diabolically does not come with any alt hands. What the actual fuck?
yeah, that's wild. Um, and then Marina has been like, oh, we're never gonna get that figure, and so we're getting that figure. So W for Alpha Flight, folks. Even though that box set is now pretty old and probably can stand to be upgraded. And then I know a lot of people want this version of Betsy. I am not one of those people.
So
uh,
there's actually a rumor that Marvel is working on a live action Alpha Flight.
okay. I I feel I I've also been hearing stuff from CinemaCon about Doomsday, and I am still anti-hype about it. I don't know if I will ever turn that corner. but
Yeah,
but
I've read a lot about it, maybe to my own detriment. It sounds interesting.
yeah, interesting is word. So, but the star of this wave has been relegated to being a leg figure. Robbie Reyes is alive. He's back. Um, I
Praise the Lord.
I was
Hail,
so
hail
happy.
Satan.
Hail Satan. I was so happy to see that uh, that despite the HasLab failure, we're getting this fig. Um, yeah, I'm just so pumped about it. And on top of that, potentially more comic accurate. Uh, I
Oh,
did
really?
forget. I did forget because here's the photos from the release on the left uh, versus what they showed at the HasLab. Technically, depending on the artist, uh, this is not correct because the um, Trad Moore art showed that the skull was actually white, and according to uh, Dan, that is actually what we're going to be getting when the figure actually is released. So we're getting like the white versus like the silver.
Right. Yeah.
Um, so I'm excited for that. Um, it does look like it is basically the same figure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Uh,
it's the same.
so yeah, that leads me to what I've been alluding to this entire time. and how far are you willing to go to support your collection, right? With like supplementary material, whether it's soft goods or 3D printed like display pieces, right? So all those years ago, this was the value proposition: 350 for Robbie, Carr, and then if we got to, I think it was 12,000, you would get everyone on the right. So Mephisto, Hellstrom, Goblin Queen, and I based this off of the at the time what I was charged Galactus tax. So be 372 about if they had actually met all the tiers. Obviously, that did not happen. I would also point out that this was done with a early bird incentive of like a whole other figure of Robbie being in civilian mode. And so this is essentially like if you wanted to rebuild what we could have got. Robbie is coming out now. Hellstrom was pre-tariff, so he was about 26, but like that was a Roscon wave. Yeah. So a lot of people were finding him for like 10 or 5, so
yeah.
even less. And then Mephisto is now a made-to-order item, and not arguable, a much better package because you get soft goods cloak, you get the throne, you get another head, you get the Twilight Sword. Awesome. Now,
people would argue that the X-Men 97 Goblin Queen is not a stand-in for a comic accurate Goblin Queen. I think that argument is dumb because you're never going to get that, but whatever.
Ooh, hot take. I think we are going to get that, Maddie. I think we're gonna get that Goblin Queen, and I think it's gonna be more accurate this time.
I think if they didn't mess up the legs on the X-Men 97 version, I think people would be less mad.
Yeah, that's also true. But yeah, so for me, I personally think that that Goblin Queen will eventually come out, and it will be the version that everyone wants. So the Gooners win again. But yeah, so now it comes down to car options. Now, Ramen Toys or Ramen Toy, as I learned, there's no plural.
Okay.
When the HasLab failed, they went to work fabricating their version. So it's called the Ramen Racer. There is the Inferno package. So this is like what we have on screen is that there was an early bird, so altogether would have been like 236-ish back in the day. Now post early bird it's 265 plus shipping, so 315. I know that because I bought one.
So we're all in, baby.
So Ramen Toy, congratulations! You foresaw that the value proposition would be about the same, and you got me. You got me. Congratulations. So altogether, I am basically paying a lot less for just Robbie in the car because a lot of people are like, well, if it was 350, you're probably not going to get the stretch goals. So it's essentially, are you willing to pay 350 for just Robbie in the car? And apparently, the answer is yeah. That that is me. I am apparently the person that all these people hate. That went in on the HasLab. But at the same time, again, for me, I've seen tons of people pour all kinds of effort, time, and money into making their collections how they want them to be. I am also a day oneer of Robbie Reyes. I was very much I was a Wednesday warrior at the time that the all new, all different push came about in Marvel. So, new Ghost Rider, he's in a car. Okay, let's see what that's about. Um, Tradmore art is absolutely sick. Tradmore is he's kind of crazy. Like his art, if you've ever seen his Silver Surfer or Doctor Strange work, is like, wow, this guy's. I want to visit what the inside of this guy's mind is, because his art is it's so dynamic, it's so creative. There's just uh I've sat in on very many different, like, how do you get hired to be a comic book artist? I'm not an artist in any way, shape, or form, drawing wise, but I've always been interested to hear what it is like editorial and talent scouting folks are looking for. And it's always, can this person like tell a story with pictures without words? And I feel like Tradmore is like one of those people. So um I love that run. um it was very unfortunate that that run got interrupted by Secret Wars, even though I liked Secret Wars. um and so I really like Robbie. I was very sad that the HasLab got as much flack as it did, even though it's very much justifiable in in many instances, whether it's value proposition, whether it's including non arguably non Ghost Rider characters with Ghost Rider, uh, the fact that
I think there was definitely, yeah, there's certainly justified critiques of what they were trying to offer and at the price that they were pitching it at, but there was also a lot of mob mentality
yes,
the
and
with those critiques as far as that campaign went.
yes, and I was gonna say too, like, as much as I get a lot of those arguments, I feel like people didn't have to go as hard as they did with essentially not backing a HasLab,
Right.
right?
And
Like,
it was also, but it was also very much just like, oh, YouTuber says a thing, that is also now my opinion.
yes, yeah, it's like, oh, uh, what an edgy opinion. Did you get that from the internet? There's a lot of
Yes.
that going around, and again, it's one of those things that we have said before, that the when it comes to social media, when it comes to a hobby like collecting, not buying something is free, and
Right.
therefore words associated with buying stuff or not buying stuff is also free. So I've always been miffed about people who are mad about not wanting to buy something, because again, that it literally does not affect you if you don't buy
Like,
something.
oh no, oh, you're saving money.
Yeah,
Oh no, you can spend that
yeah,
money on something else, you know?
yeah.
Like,
I've never understood getting mad about not getting to spend money on something that you didn't even want. So,
right.
like I said, as much as people were mad about it and were like anti-influencing people, like the thing was, like, there were that contingent of people that were like going that hard, just like they were very toxic. Is like, there's no doubt
Yes.
about it. Those people were awful, and I hate that a lot of those people are still around and very much carrying that same flag, to the point where like that energy was brought to other HasLabs, and like very
Yes.
nonsensical. uh
What do you mean there are no stretch goal tiers for Ant-Man, Giant Man?
I I think the argument I hated the most, seeing those same like grifter types like
They should
arguing
have come with
against like
Wasp.
uh arguing against like HasLab success was that Giant Man didn't deserve a HasLab. I think that's like probably
What?
that was probably the dumbest thing that I saw a lot of people legitimately believe, and I very much feel like was only a thing because they were able to in their mind defeat this HasLab, and so they just became like antis. Like they're just it doesn't matter what the HasLab is, they just don't want it to
I
succeed.
bet you a significant portion of those people also caved at the last minute because
Yeah.
they saw that giant man crossed the finish line in the 11th hour, and the final day of the giant man campaign is still one of the largest percentage increases for a HasLab campaign. So there was a lot of fence sitting, and that thing just completely blew up on the final day. Um,
And
so yeah,
I truly believe that had there not been a early bird for this HasLab, I think there was actually a chance it would have gotten funded. I don't know how far it would have gotten in terms of stretch goals, but I really think that had the HasLab team essentially learned the wrong lessons from the Hiss tank, I think we could have actually seen this car get made. And again, I think in general the the outcome was better because again, this Mephisto
oh, so
is
much better,
so
so
much
much better.
better. Ramen Toy, I honestly I'm not entirely sure how big they were back in 2022, but I can certainly tell you that they were put on the map for like even attempting to do this, knowing that there were people out there that did want this car and wanted
Yeah,
options for the car. Because they
and they
also
seem like
made
they're pretty big now. Well, like
yeah,
relative to like more indie, toy companies,
yeah.
they've grown a decent amount.
And on top of that, they've made a lot more options for people's collections, like the battle van, like you shared in Discord. Um, the people have been uh, doing everything from changing those mutant mayhem pizza vans into Punisher vans, and so when Ramen Toy made their Punisher van, people are like, "Oh yeah, makes sense," and it was like very reasonably priced as well. They're and now they're making like GI Joe vehicles that we potentially will never get from Classified. So
Yeah, they're making like multiple different kinds of tanks.
yeah, and then on and literally just last week on the same day as a stream, they showed that they're gonna be making a Knight Rider, just like a straight up, and it's a really cool package. So I think in those instances, you know, it it was at least good things came out of the HasLab failing.
Yeah, I'll say two things to close out my thoughts. One, when they showed off the new Robbie figure, as part of this build a figure wave, and they what was I gonna say? Oh, and so when Dan was talking about it on the stream, he did allude to that they are still open to potentially making an Engine of Vengeance. How that would be offered, who knows? But I would think at the very least the possibility of that happening is very much dependent on how well this Robbie figure actually sells. So if you don't want to get the ramen toy version and you want to see what Hasbro would offer in terms of a stripped down Engine of Vengeance offering, um, make sure you buy the Robbie figure and tell your friends about it. And then also just to close out the discussion about making your collection your own, and curating it to your own likes and whatnot. Um, I'm not a huge Ghost Rider person, at least as far as the comics go. I actually read through a decent chunk of both Johnny Blaze and Danny Ketch, and I got pun intended, I got burnt out by the time I got to Robbie Reyes, so I haven't gone back to read any Robbie yet. Um, but like I said, I'm an MCU guy, and when Ghost Rider was introduced on Agents of Shield, that was peak Agents of Shield,
Yeah.
when we had the
Yep.
Ghost Rider arc. And so while I very much like that depiction of Ghost Rider, I don't like it enough where I was going to, go in on the HasLab Engine of Vengeance, or I'm not going to get the Ramen Racer. I'm just not that big of enough of a fan to dedicate a lot of space to a 1/12 size vehicle like that. Um, but then Hasbro, I'm pointing to it on my shelf that you can't see off camera. Hasbro a couple years, what was it, the 85th anniversary capsule event that they did for a few years ago. They did the Danny Ketch Ghost Rider bike. And so I'm like, okay, that's just a motorcycle. I like motorcycles. That's a sick looking motorcycle. And I bought that in anticipation of them eventually doing a Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider. And now we finally have here just a single release of Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider. And so I'm in on this figure, and so I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna put it on my Danny Ketch motorcycle. Like, I don't care if that's not, canonically accurate. Like, that's the space I'm dedicating to Ghost Rider, and that's the Ghost Rider that I want. So I'm gonna knock the Danny Ketch off there and put Robbie on it. And I actually might as well, because um in Agents of Shield, when he was, in Ghost Rider mode, he just had, like, it was just like a normal skull. They didn't do like the depiction from the comics. That didn't carry over. So I'm gonna see if I could do a head swap with the Danny Ketch, which is just like a regular skull on fire. I'm gonna see if that head swap will work.
I was gonna say
Um,
that, I was definitely Agents of Shield watcher when that all happened, which again like added to my hype of like, Robbie made it, like he's actually being adapted, and even though it's not the helmet like essentially melting onto his head, I think it's really cool that they did like essentially like his skull, like the front of his skull is like cracked, and so like you do have that
yeah,
that
yeah,
vent, and so that's just like a really cool detail. And yeah, like they're, as much as people are like people don't know who this guy is, it's like people do like that. Again, it's that because you don't doesn't make it true for everybody. So
right.
yeah,
But yeah,
but yeah,
I'm decently excited for this, and like we were talking offline. Um, uh, it would be I would prefer actually the civilian version of this figure even more, which was the early bird special version from the HasLab, because that aligns more with the depiction from Agents of Shield. And you had said uh that maybe they include that figure if Hasbro ever does an Engine of Vengeance. And I had the thought today, like, well, I'm decently sure that if they ever did do that, people would probably offload that figure to because they just want the regular Ghost Rider. They don't care about a civilian one. So I would probably be able to get that on the aftermarket if they ever did that.
yeah. I think if they are they still are sitting on the assets of making of the car, they can easily gut it to work with like a lower price point. I think they can easily get it down to like the 100 or 150 depending on, there's like
I
lights and sounds and stuff, or even
I think that
less.
might be a bit much, but yeah, definitely. Yeah, they could definitely strip it down for sure to get the price down. I remember doing the head math a while ago. I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but yeah, definitely strip out the electronics, and strip out the street mode. Only do just, like, the flame wheels and flame engine. Um, maybe don't include like they had like a burning tire, spinning tires, smoke effect. You can take those out as well. Um, yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Uh, I'm just glad that he's being made. Period. I
Yep.
remember seeing the leaks with like, there's a Ghost Rider on there. I'm like, that could be Robbie, and I'm glad that that turned out to be true. Speaking of things that could it be this? There's also the teaser at the end of the stream. Uh, mm, uh, no idea what this is supposed to be. Um, I've seen some people say it's going to be a Professor X again. I think that'd be kind of weird.
It's definitely a stand because
Yeah,
when they showed like the socket on it, it was definitely way too big to like plug into a character.
yeah.
So I definitely think it's a stand of some sort.
I think the most interesting thing I heard someone say, I think it was Robo, was that it could be
Oh yeah, yeah,
this
yeah.
the stand for a Magneto orb.
We know we did get that leak that recently that we're getting a deluxe Magneto.
So
But
that
isn't that for next year? Is that this year or next year? I don't know if that leak was for.
yeah, I'm not sure either, but like that was the most appealing to me. Otherwise it's kind of like yeah, I'm not really sure what this could be for. But
Right.
I mean, if it was the uh mag Magneto globe stand, that'd be kind of neat.
Yeah.
But yeah, the uh the Rivals stuff. This is a graphic from Preternia. The Rivals stuff is on sale, or at least the Punisher and
I think
the
this week.
Moon Knight. Yeah, are on
Yeah.
Wednesday. So we'll see how popular those will be, and more importantly, what price they will be.
$80.
Uh,
dollars
yeah, the fact that these are so spread out too, because then the next Wednesday is Venom and Jeff, and then uh, 2 weeks from that is the Luna Spider-Man. Okay, sure.
Yeah, that's weird.
um, but yeah, that is the recap of the stream. Sorry, I stepped out for a second. I was apparently so passionate in me talking, I started just like dry coughing, so I needed water. But I heard everything that you had said. But yeah, it is kind of funny how uh, I feel like uh, I want to say around the time that the Haslite came out, that it was when I started getting like back into collecting like as stuff was coming out. So
Right.
I have like very vivid memories of all the Engine of Vengeance stuff and how dumb people were. And it's just kind of nice, I guess, because I feel like people weren't really like bringing that up when talking about the figure itself. They're just like, oh neat, like Robbie's like available now. So that's good. I'm glad people are not being like, why is this wasting a slot, or anything like that, because that wave is also just like that's very Zabu-esque in terms of just like it's kind of a grab bag of different characters. And I feel
Right.
like on some level that's kind of what build a figure waves are kind of turning into, is just kind of like grab bag of characters that you may not otherwise be able to get on their
Right.
own. Because it's not even like it's kind of an X-Men wave, kind of. um, and yeah, the the I don't know the next time we're supposed to get a stream, because I know we're starting to gear up for summer con season.
Well, we've
essentially.
got there's supposed to be something on Wednesday that
That's right.
is very much believed to be the brand new day figures. Um, because Hasbro already showed like their kids' toys for brand new day last week. Um, and so I don't know if there's a new trailer for that coming out yet or not. I don't think so.
Yeah,
But
because
yeah,
that's
that we're due for those to be revealed.
yeah,
Because there's only
that's
three of
July,
them.
right?
Yes, end of July, I believe. Um, and then there is. Let me make sure I get the name right. There is the CCXP uh, convention in Mexico starting on the 24th, so this weekend. The Hasbro team said that they are going to have reveals there. So I would assume other action brands will have reveals there as well. Um, Not expecting anything major since that's kind of like a off the beaten path convention. Um, but they might have one or two things as far as Marvel Legends goes. I think Transformers as well is it's I think it's like two maybe three figures I think people were talking about that they might show, but they're just like mainline stuff, nothing crazy.
All right. But yeah, is there anything else you wanted to plug?
Oh, nothing.
Nothing. All right. Uh, Again, thank you for anyone who's stuck around through the technical difficulties, and sorry about that initial 5-minute stream that did go out. Bunch of unforeseen technical difficulties, and again, uh, a very big happy birthday to Joe Star, who is uh, just taking a much needed break. And then
Woo!
uh, follow our socials. They are all in the description. Follow all the toy folks, Preternia, Toyark, uh, Frogman's Finds, and Toy Snowman. Not an ad, just like I know that among the retailers such as like Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, Amazon, there's also like other folks that you can get your figures from. So always try to uh, support those e-tailers when you can. And we will see you next time, whenever that is. So goodbye.